Hey guys, it's 21 Omnimon 20 here. 21 Omnimon 21 here with another Chaos Hero duel. So, I got some feedback saying that I wasn't really explaining my cards effectively, so I'm going to go through these, and hopefully I'm going to go through a kind of meta deck series where I'm going to go through all the meta decks currently out. So, say, for example, Dino Rabbit, Wind-Ups, what other things? Dark Worlds. Insectors are more tier 2, Heroes are tier 2, they're new gadgets. There's a lot of cards out that are basically meta decks are the ones that are mainly played by lots of people. This one, for example, is probably a pure Lightsworn deck, as from what I can see so far. So I'm just gonna go for the Cyber Dragon attack, and this one can special summon itself if they control no monsters. So that's pretty nice. Then I'm going to go for the equal. This allows me to add an elemental hero from my deck to my hand. Unfortunately, I drew 3 of these sort of cards, but that's not too bad since it just means that I have loads of monsters in my hand if I ever need them. I'm actually going to activate another one as well. I could have activated them, yeah. I think it's a pretty good idea to activate them because this actually thins your deck by 1, meaning that you have a less chance of drawing into the same sort of card, and it also increases your chance of drawing into the card that you want to draw into. I'm actually going to go for a Bubble Man this time, because because Bubble Man's effect is that when I have no cards in my hand, I can special summon it. And if I special summon it, I can go for a quick exceed with one of my other warrior types. So I'm going to attack over. I'm hoping he doesn't have Honest. Honest is a card. It works for light types, so you can discard it, and then I take damage equal to the amount of attack that I have, and I lose my monster. It gains the attack that I have. Unfortunately, he had a Gauze, which can be summoned when they take direct damage, when they have no cards on the field, and it gets a token as well, which is unfortunate. That kind of puts me in a difficult situation. I'm going to have to use a super polymerization next turn in order to get out of this situation. I confuse with his guy. This guy's the token is light and this is dark, so I can go for Escargo, which is elemental hero plus dark. Super Poly can be used is to fusion summon anything on the field at all. So that's exactly what I plan to do, but I have to discard. So technically it's a -1. I'm also going to be talking about plus and negative. These are the amount of card advantage that you get from the card effect or a combination of cards. Yu-Gi-Oh! Nowadays is based on how many cards you have over your opponent, or how much field presence you have, and how many cards you have in your hand. For example, he has 5, 6, 7, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because I got a +1 from my Stratus effect, allowed me to add a card from my deck to my hand, which is a +1. And he got a +1 from this token, because Gauze allows you to special summon the monster for no cost, basically. So now with Lila's effect allows him to destroy 1 card on the field. So I can chain this. I can chain this effect. I can discard a card and then I can activate it since it's a quick play spell, which allows me to chain to another effect. So I'm going to go for that. I'm going to take rid of his Gauze since it's got the highest attack on the field. And the token is attack is equal to the attack of the monster that the damage that I did. So I did 1800. So that means that this guy's attack, the token's attack is 1800 from Gauze's effect. He already has 4 light monsters in his graveyard. Yeah, he definitely does. 4 light monsters. That's kind of, I can't do anything about that. There's a 2600 beta that I can't do anything about, unfortunately. Yeah, he can summon that. And Lightsworn, their deck is basically trying to get as many cards from their deck to the graveyard and then special summon these sort of monsters, which can be summoned when they have certain amounts of light monsters in their graveyard. Or, yeah, and Judgment Dragon is depending on how many Lightsworn monsters, but if he summons it, I'll talk about it. So this can't be normal summon set, it can only be special summoned with having 4 light monsters in their grave. Which he does. He has Lila, he has Lightray Dragon, Lumina, and Wolf. I'm presuming he's going to go for the attack, just no. He actually needs... he actually does need the field spell. He's quite high ranked. He should know his own card's rulings. Because it says you can target one field card and 2 other cards. It's not a cost, but you have to do it. You have to be able to have a field spell and 2 other cards on the field. So even if there was this and a field spell, and I say for example I had Cyber Dragon and no Esquadron, and there weren't any other cards in the field, you wouldn't be able to activate it because he has to destroy at least 2 other cards on the field. So that's another ruling. He's going to attack over my Cyber Dragon. If he attacks into this guy, it's point for point, which I will also be fine with, actually, because that will keep my Cyber Dragon on the field. But that's not what he's going to go for. He's clearly going for the slightly better play, and that's the end of his turn. This guy's not the greatest card to draw, especially when I have Bubble Man in my hands, so I can't do anything about it. So I'm just going to... he needs to... from Lila. Because Lila's effect is that at every turn he has to mill 3 cards from the top of his deck to his graveyard. So he got rid of a Solemn Warning, which sacrificed 2,000 life points to special summon to negate the summon of any monster, probably going to be my monsters. But for now, I'm actually just gonna attack over this Lila, since it's a bit annoying. It gets to mill. I'm not too fast, but I'm gonna get rid of this guy because this only has 18 on track, but it's level 7, so you can't synchro with it, you can't exceed with it too easily. For now, I'm going to set my Sangan in defense mode, so I can get a search from my next turn, possibly get add an Honest to my hand, which, as I mentioned before, I can discard it from a light, and that's how it works. I can get other cards to my hand if I need to, and I also deck things once again. So I'm not in a great situation here. He can drop pretty large monsters on the field without having to do much. So he's probably going to attack over my Escargot, so I take 200 damage. Maybe I should have gone for this, but I didn't think it was too worth it. I wasn't getting rid of the problem. I actually need to draw into some sort of Dark Hole, Torrential Tribute, that sort of card. For now, however, I'm going to add a Tour Guide because this allows me to stall for a bit next turn. So I'm going to go for that. And then I'm going to take 2600 direct damage. So I need to draw into either a Chaos Monster, Miracle Fusion, or a Power card. Effect Veiler is not the card I wanted to draw into. However, it's not the worst thing I could draw into either. He's going to Solemn Judgment that, which effectively just makes it game, in fact. Because I can't take another hit. And I'm just going to have to set this, and, what's return? Yeah, that's pretty much this game, because Solemn Judgment just stops anything, and that's all I can do. I can't summon again, because I already tried to summon this turn. And unfortunately, Chaos Heroes, though it has plenty of cards, if you just don't draw the good ones, you can't do anything about it, and he can summon these monsters effectively for free. He's going to set, and then I'm going to lose. So I just set this card as a sort of bluff, just in case he wasn't going to attack for any reason, thinking it was a Mirror Force or something like that. But unfortunately, that's not the case. I lose, and that's the end. So I hope this was a better explanation of how to play, and I'll probably do more commentaries like this for the start at least. And as I said before, I'm going to try and go through a lot of the meta decks and show you what kind of things are being played, what types of decks are being played currently, because a lot of things have changed and a lot of you might be older Yu-Gi-Oh players. But I've also recorded on Monday for the entire week, so this will be kind of separate to those. So sorry if those ones aren't in too much detail, but I hope you enjoyed this, and 21 Omni 121 signing out.